Hi there, welcome back again to Cooking with TheDoerle. On today's episode, we're going to be making a beef stir fry with carrots and broccoli. Enjoy.
Cooking with TheDoerle. Cooking with TheDoerle. Cooking with TheDoerle.
Alright, welcome back once again to Cooking with TheDoerle. Today we're making a beef stir fry. We've got a beef top round roast here, some carrots and broccoli, because it's going to be with broccoli and carrots. I've got my ginger root. This is whole ginger root. I usually just keep one of these in my freezer. A couple cloves of garlic. We've got some crushed red pepper flakes, some peanut oil, because we're going to cook this at a high heat. We don't want an oil that's going to burn. We also have 2/3 of a cup of soy sauce, 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. We've got some flour to toss the meat in. We've also got a cup of rice and 2 cups of water. We're going to be making the rice in my rice cooker, so let's go ahead and start with that. Alright, I've got my rice cooker here. This thing's really simple. It's got an insert. That's where you put our rice, and the typical ratio for rice and water when you're cooking it is going to be 2-to-1 water, or 2-to-1 water to rice. I've got a cup of rice. I've got just a little bit over 2 cups of water here, maybe 2 1/4. I like using this thing because I've said in my previous videos, I'm just terrible at making rice. It's just something I can't do. But I just throw this in here. I've lost the lid over the years. I bought this when I was living in a camper, and somewhere along the way, and one of the moves that I've made since then, I lost the lid. It's real simple though. It's just got a button on the front here. You click it down and it's going to be cooking, and once it's done cooking, it'll pop up to warm, and it'll just stay warm for you. Real simple to use. It makes perfect rice every time. I can expect the rice to be the same every time. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and get it off on my counter and let it start cooking away. Then we'll start working on the vegetables and the beef. Alright, we're going to start cooking our vegetables now. We're going to have to prep them first. We're going to have to peel our carrots. We're going to have to cut them down. We're also going to have to cut this head of broccoli down as well. First thing we're going to do is peel the carrots. I just take my peeler here, just run it up and down real quick like. There we go. The carrots have already been washed, so it's not like there's a bunch of dirt or anything on them. If you had something straight out of the garden or from your pan or from your cellar, you want to wash it off really good. These are washed off, of course. You see how fast and easy that comes off? Just back and forth. Keep the peeler right on the carrot and let it do the work. Excellent. We're going to knock this right into our garbage here. Prep the carrots. We're just going to cut them right along on a bias, which is an angle. Looking for about an 1/8 inch thick slices. Nice bright color. There's going to be a lot of really good flavor that comes out of these. They're going to complement the broccoli and the beef really well. You see the pieces we've got? Nice on a bias. They're wider than the actual diameter of the carrot. A little bit of an angle. And just chop the ends of them off. You don't want those. We're going to go and toss these into one of my measuring cups for right now. And do that with all the carrots. Now for the broccoli, what I like to do here is just find the thick part of the stalk right beneath the sprouts here. Just cut it off right there. You're going to wind up cutting a bunch of the bigger pieces off, these florets, and just slice down through the bases of them, just to get them off the center stalk. You don't want the real thick part in the middle. You just want these little florets, which are just the little trunks here with the tops on them. Now we cut this one down like that, and I'm going to cut a few of these down just a little bit smaller. I want them to be bite-sized. And generally, you want to keep the proportions of your food all about the same. If you're making stuff with beans, you don't want any of the pieces of the meat or anything to be bigger than the beans. If you're making something like this, you want all the pieces to be the same size. It looks better, and it's a lot easier to eat that way. And that rule doesn't apply to everything, always, obviously. If you're making something like chicken parmesan, the chicken breasts are going to be way bigger than the noodles. But just as a general rule of thumb. Figure if I don't talk about the exceptions there, somebody will get on on the comments and complain about how things are different sometimes. Alright, we've got a bunch of nice, really good florets here. Perfect, and that's our vegetables. What we're going to do is we're going to throw our oil into our pan, turn it up to a medium-high heat, and we're going to start sauteing these right now. Alright, I can't find my wok, don't know where it is, but I do have my big stock pot here, and I've got a couple tablespoons of that peanut oil at the bottom here. I've got it heating up. It's been at about medium heat. I'm going to turn it up just over medium, about medium-high. Throw our carrots in, hear them sizzling away right away. What we're going to do is we're going to cook them kind of quickly, just for a minute or two, just to soften them up a little bit. They're going to be the hardest thing to cook. And then we're going to throw the broccoli in right at the end. Next we'll take the vegetables, we'll throw them in a pot, we'll put the meat in, and we'll cook that. Get a nice browning on the outside. Throw the vegetables back in the sauce, we'll be ready to eat. Just a minute ago, my rice cooker popped. The rice is done in there. We'll let that sit and just hold warm until we're ready to eat. Alright, we're set up here. We're going to cut our meat now. We're going to get tossed in the flour, and while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and make our sauce real quick, because we're about ready to get it into our pot and start cooking here. Now this meat, it's a top round roast, and you see the grain, the lines in the meat kind of go at an angle here. So we're going to cut kind of against the grain here. And we're just going to cut it into thin strips. Maybe a 1/4 inch thick. And what this will do, cutting against the grain, will make it a lot tenderer as we cook it. So when you bite into it, it'll be a little bit easier to eat chew. Alright. Now we've got all of our meat here, cooked or cut up. See, it's nice. It's already got nice marbling in there. And you can see the fibers aren't holding it together, so it's not going to be tough or anything when we cook it. And what I want to do is just take this and toss it into my flour. Give it a little bit of a coating. You're going to get flour everywhere, huh? Let me roll that around a little bit first to get it coated. I'm going to get my hands in there and toss it around. We'll let that set off to the side for just a second. I'm going to wash my hands and we're going to make the sauce. Alright, our vegetables are prepped. Our meat is ready to go. Now we just need to make the sauce. To start this, I got a couple cloves of garlic here. I already smashed them down a little bit. We're going to take the skin off, all that papery skin. We'll mince these down. This is going to be added just as the meat and the vegetables are getting done cooking. We're going to throw it in right at the end, because you never want to throw garlic in and let it cook too long. It'll get bitter, get brown, and it just won't have that good aroma and flavor that you want out of it. You'll notice most of my cooking, I throw the garlic in at the last if I'm doing any kind of sauteing or anything like that. Alright, we've got that minced. Throw it into a bowl here. Next we've got our ginger. Now I've got my cheese grater. We're going to take the small holes. We're just going to go ahead and grate a bunch of this into there. Actually, this ginger's getting just a little bit soft. I think it's on its last leg. These things, I'll buy a ginger root for about 50 cents, 75 cents, and I'll keep it in my freezer for months. I'll use it a bunch of times, and I feel bad about getting rid of it, but it's going to go right into my composting pit. So we'll be right back into the cycle. But we've got our ginger in there. Next we have that 2/3 of a cup of soy sauce. Throw that in. And a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Something else that might be good in here, some spring onions. Didn't have any available today at the store, so I didn't get any. But you just want to mix that until all the brown sugar is dissolved. And we'll set that aside. Now let's get it over to our pot and get cooking on these vegetables. Alright, our carrots have cooked about 4 minutes, and then I threw the broccoli in. They've cooked for about an additional 2 minutes. We've just tossed them in there. You see the broccoli's nice dark green color. The carrots have just started to soften up. We're going to take this off the heat for a moment. We're going to pour the vegetables into our glass bowl. You know what? I'm going to hit that pan with just another tablespoon of this peanut oil. We're going to throw our beef in. Just pull it out of the flour, shake it off a little bit. We're going to toss this around, give it a nice brown coating on the outside. Then we'll finish with our vegetables. Alright, my beef is cooking away nice and happily here. It's all getting browned up really well. Still see just a little bit of blood seeping out through it, and that's perfect. Just one little bit coming out. Let's throw our vegetables back in here. Now that only took about 4 minutes for my beef to cook up. We're going to toss that around in here, get it all mixed in well. We come back over here with our sauce. Throw that right in there. We've made just enough of this to coat everything. It'll give it a really good sweet flavor. Alright. Let's toss that around just a couple times. And it's still on medium-high heat. Oh, I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. Heavenly. We're going to bring the temperature of this up just to a boil. It'll cook through. Then we'll go ahead and make a plate and we'll see how it tastes. Alright, we've got our stir fry, our beef, broccoli, and carrot stir fry done. Our rice is cooked, nice and fluffy, nice and tender. Our broccoli is cooked down. The tops are nice and soft. The stalks are a little bit firm still, a little bit crispy. Same thing with the carrots, they've got a lot of give to them, but they're crispy, the meat is real tender. That's enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. And it's really good. All those flavors just blended perfectly together. The vegetables have give to them, but they're still crunchy. The meat is tender, it's not stringy at all. The rice is nice and well cooked. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I have. It's a really fast and easy meal that you can make. It's also very economical. I think all total, this meal, it's enough to feed about 4 or 5 people, depending on how everyone's eating. It costs around $9. So it's really inexpensive if you're trying to feed a group of people. Everything costs a lot anymore, so whenever you can try to save on your budget and your cooking budget, you should try to. And I'd like to give a shout out to Captain Morgan with Unchained with the Captain for once again for his camera work and his editing skills. Also want to ask everybody to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We'll be putting some more videos up soon. I do have to say, Tommy Fuller, I got your request for tacos. I know I talked about it last episode. Next episode, I promise, it's going to be tacos. Also, Andy Durgance, he asked for meatloaf, so I will deliver for you. We'll be doing that in the episode afterwards. Until next time, enjoy.